The day before I left, Eunice took me to Lalish, which is a 4,000-year-old village, and it has a temple there, and it is one of the most revered sites for the Yazidi people. The Yazidis in the region are supposed to make a pilgrimage there once a year, so it's like, Mecca is to Muslims, Lalish is to the Yazidis. And I was photographing around there, and I turn around and I see this Yazidi woman just staring at me. So I quickly pull up and photograph her, and then she stares at me a little longer after I pull the camera down, and then she starts talking to Eunice. And so I go over worried I offended her. I didn't think I did. I mean, that moment she was staring at me, it seemed like one of those human-to-human moments where it wasn't, I don't know how more to describe it. It just felt like a raw connection between two people. And so I go over because I didn't want to offend her. And it turns out she's inviting Eunice and I to go have lunch with her and her family. And I did say I fell in love with her, and I did, but not in a romantic sort of way. I'm just legitimately concerned. Her struggle, I learned briefly of her struggle. I know what her people are going through, and I know she was from Sinjar, which is a city that was 200,000 plus people fled from Daesh. They executed 5,000 of them. I know the Yazidi women and children are being used as sex slaves, as trophies of war. And just seeing her, I completely bonded. I just felt like I connected to that, and everything about that was there. And suddenly, that was the moment all of it was real, and all of it became very personal to me. Whereas, like I said earlier, it was more from the other side of a screen. At that moment, it was very personal. And so I will always wonder what happened to her, because we weren't able to have lunch and to talk to her more, and I would have loved to hear more about her story. I'll always care that she's doing well, that she's safe. I'll always wonder about what her condition is. And that's what I mean when I fell in love with her. That intimate love that you can feel for another person. Well, not intimate. That love that you can feel for another person without it being,